defunding or abolishing the police is certainly a big topic of conversation. Lots of different perspectives about what that even means, what that accomplishes, what the alternatives are, what the needs are. But what I'd like to primarily have you address is this question, especially since you've had so many years of working in different types of programs in law enforcement. If money were no object, what do you think would benefit public safety the most in terms of, you know, what the police force is there for?
That's a great question. Well, I guess I would start. If there was unlimited funds, we would implement all the recommendations statewide across the board from the working group. NAMI was presented during the working group, and just the needs of the mental health system, and that it's a very complex issue, but one that ends up in the lap of the police all the time. A hospital that has a psych ward that has trained people that have worked for years and years de-escalating people in crisis. What happens when they call 911 for them, for the officers to show up? Like, what does that mean? And his words were, the only difference between these trained subject matter expert professionals and my 23-year-old police officer is a gun. If unlimited funds, we would reimagine, I think, the mental health system and the way that we work with people that are in crisis and in need, and not even, and before they get to that stage. I don't have the data in front of me, but I remember hearing data about use of deadly force by police and the number of those cases where people were under the influence as well. So mental health crisis and being under the influence were factors or criteria that were found in retrospect, looking at the incidents that have occurred. And addiction also plays a role, not just in deadly force, but you know, you look at domestic violence and child wellness and child welfare. So there's addiction plays a big part in the things that happen in the situations that police are called to respond to as well. And again, I don't think this is revelationary either to anyone, but police don't want to go to calls where they don't know, you know, they don't have the tools in the box. Those that I've talked to that have worked with, you know, in co-responder relationships and dynamics, they really appreciate that support and knowledge and having the person with them. So